After I made my review on Cats, I actually got two comments on the video. I'm assuming that both comments are requests on what movie I should review next, so I finally decided to take a closer look at them. One from Apollo EXC is Athletic Advocate, and one from Random Russian Username. He suggested that I do Brave Hunter, so I decided to look at Athletic Advocate first. So I decided to take a look at this Athletic Advocate, and it's safe to say that I thought that I was gonna find a movie, but I didn't. So I decided to search for the actual term itself, and I got... Okay, what the fuck is this? So I gave up on that fucking weirdo, and instead I decided to look at the Brave Hunter suggestion. And this time, it's actually a fucking movie. But here's the problem though. When I actually tried to search for the movie, I actually got a ton of movies. There was The Brave Hunter from 1912, which got a 5 out of 10 on IMDb. And then I noticed that there were a slew of Nigerian movies that was named after Brave Hunter. The Brave Hunter That Saved My Life, Uloma the Brave Hunter, Brave Hunters 1. And like, it was at this point I realized I needed to like make a choice. So I decided to go for the closest thing that came to Brave Hunter, that being Brave Hunters, which there are 4 movies of, by the way. There's Brave Hunters 1, 2, 3, and 4. Each one divided in terms of 30 to 35 to 40 minutes. So in total, you're looking at around roughly 2 to 3 hours, which is basically a standard movie overall, maybe Indianish movie. So basically, I made the choice to review Brave Hunters because, you know, it's just Brave Hunter with an S. And let me tell you, this show is weird. What's odd about this movie in particular is that despite my attempts to try and research into this movie, I can't seem to find enough substance or material which could be classified as before or after the movie. So really, I can only talk about the movie itself, so it really is a very focused review. So expect this review to be a lot shorter compared to the other reviews that I've made so far on this channel. However, that being said, this movie is weird as fuck for a lot of different reasons. There's a lot of redundant scenes in this movie. If you were to watch this movie yourself, you realize that this movie is so painfully long. Like, it's 2 hours and 20 minutes, but I could watch a 3-hour Indian movie no problem. But the issue is this. The sheer amount of redundant scenes in this movie is just painful. It's so much walking, so much running, so much screaming, so much banging that fucking makeshift bell. Like, oh my gosh, there's so much to say about this movie when it comes to its redundancy. Otherwise, there's very little to talk about. By the way, let's talk about the plot of this movie. The plots are interesting, but the execution's terrible. Okay, so for extra context, there's actually 2 plots that exist within Brave Hunters. Brave Hunters 1 and 2 involves a brave hunter killing a deadly tiger that terrorizes his village. And for Brave Hunters 3 and 4, it's some kind of drama where some old agreement was breached and shit happens, I guess. The reason why I don't remember 3 and 4 as much as 1 and 2 is because 3 and 4 is kinda lame. It's just another standard drama, the shit I would see in an Indian drama. But with Brave Hunters 1 and 2, the plot can be interesting in theory, but it kind of failed in its execution because, again, the redundancy is what kills this movie. There's just so much of dead scenes that could be removed, and like very little loss can be made because, again, it's just dead weight. I will give them this though. Their acting, especially in the first 2 movies, is good. And when it comes to comparing 1 and 2 with 3 and 4, 1 and 2 beats 3 and 4 so much because 1 and 2 is just, again, infinitely better. There are many reasons for me to say this, and I think by the time I'm done with this review, I'm pretty justified with my decision here. And the reason why I say the acting is okay in this first two movies is because, well, it's a mix of them actually trying and, so bad it's good kind of situation. And of course, with 1 and 2, there are other reasons beyond that.
The CGI is fucking abysmal.
Okay, so I guess I was expecting this. I knew I saw it coming since the beginning. And as soon as I knew the plot, I knew this was going to be bad. The CGI, as I expected, was fucking abysmal. And I don't mean it as in it looks bad as a whole. Don't get me wrong, the CGI actually looks decent on the aesthetic side. It's better than most low budget films that I've seen. But the positioning of the special effects, that's terrible. That one is bad. But what I will give credit though is the fact that the blood squibs, okay, those are pretty good. They actually put a lot of effort in that. But the tiger, which they used CGI for, of course, it looked like it was lagging in real life, and it's not really properly aligned with the terrain as well, because it looks like it's just running through a piece of wallpaper. And instead of like properly moving and swerving the model, it kind of just tilts and shifts the position of the model side to side whenever it has to turn, and it's just fucking great, I swear. Brave Hunters is basically Nigerian Godzilla. The reason why I say it's basically Nigerian Godzilla is because in the first two Godzilla movies, they all follow a specific pattern. Godzilla 1, less Godzilla, more human. Godzilla 2, the king of monsters, more Godzilla, less humans. That's kind of the case with Brave Hunters, except it follows like this. Brave Hunters 1, Tiger gets killed. Brave Hunters 2, Tiger plays very minor role. Brave Hunters 3 and 4, no Tiger at all, Nigerian drama. Really, you should only look forward to Brave Hunters 1 and 2, because Brave Hunters 3 and 4, you can only really watch if you're a drama fan, otherwise it's basically a meh. Like, even then, the first two Brave Hunters was just like 50% at best, while 3 and 4 is below 50% at best. I will give credit where credit is due. I know that they tried to make this movie work, and you know what? Props to them for trying. But I think with trying, there also needs to be some sort of improvement. More importantly, they gotta cut down on the redundancy. Less walking, more action, more important scenes that drive the story forward. Walking does not drive the story forward, it just makes things painfully slow. At the end of the day, it's just another one of those movies. It's nothing special. It's just there. Maybe you might find some sort of entertainment out of it, but overall it's just by the numbers. It's just going through the motions. It's just lame.